So, The Naked Gun is a remake of the previous Naked Gun film, of which there were a few. It was based on the television series Police Squad, starring Leslie Nielsen as Lieutenant Frank Drebin, who was a goofy sort of madcap prop comedy, absurdist cop in the LA Police Squad, who is responsible for, hunting down criminals who are up to no good. This remake stars not Leslie Nielsen, but also has LN as his initials, and I know his name. Liam Neeson. Dude, I'm not kidding. I wrote the description earlier for this and wrote Leslie Nielsen like 3 times where I should have written Liam Neeson. Leslie Nielsen, Liam Neeson. Good God. Liam Neeson as Lieutenant Frank Drebin Jr., son of Leslie Nielsen's Frank Drebin, who is, of course, working in Police Squad alongside with a couple of his goofy cohorts. When one day into his office walks this femme fatale character played by Pamela Anderson named Beth Davenport, I believe is her name. Beth explains that her brother was brutally murdered, and she doesn't know how, but she thinks it might have something to do with his work. And this tech mogul CEO named Richard Kane, played by Danny Huston, who's got kind of an Elon Musk figure, who's got this smart car and this app and this new device called the PLOT, the plot device that he's going to drop on the world at the New Year's Eve balls dropping party at the MMA fight in LA. And Frank Drebin's got to stop him before it's too late. It is a madcap comedy caper in all the ways the old Naked Gun movie was. You got prop comedy, spoof comedy, goof comedy. You got dialogue jokes. You got in-universe jokes, out-of-universe jokes. Characters walk out of one side of frame and walk into another. It's difficult to describe in audio, which is why I'm hoping you're watching along with us on video where you can see the trailer here in full. Andy, what did you think of The Naked Gun?
I had a really good time during this. I'm just laughing hearing you recap some of the jokes that I forgot about since then. It's a lot of fun. It's one of those joke a second, joke a minute kind of films, and there's all kinds of gags. There's sight gags, there's puns, there's kind of gross out humor, other really funny stuff. It has a couple of lines that it might be the funniest thing that I've heard all year or will hear all year. Not all of the jokes land, but you're having such a good time along the way that you don't really care. And the magic for these movies is that all the actors take it very seriously. Like, you can't do this kind of movie with comedians. You need real actors because they have to take the material very seriously. They have to deliver it like they're delivering, it's like a hard-boiled police thing, like Heat or something. And that's the kind of approach they have to make all the jokes work. Danny Huston is very funny as kind of the antagonist and the billionaire stand-in. There's just so many jokes all the time. Pamela Anderson is really funny. She does this gag where she kind of distracts people by singing jazz while they're at a jazz club. And it's actually really convincing for a part of it. It also really ridiculous. And at first I was like, is she lip syncing? And I was like, oh no, I think she's scatting herself. Like, it's some really surprising stuff, but she's great in this.
Yeah, Naked Gun is solid. It's really solid. And it's weird, I think, for film heads out there, because there used to be 15 movies like this a year. And now it's just kind of dead. You don't get a lot of comedies like this. It's really funny. Lots of laughs, and great to see in a theater, because you just get a lot of people laughing in the theater, dude. Yeah, I had people in the rows in front behind me just losing it at parts. Really funny. Really encourages you, in a communal setting, hey, you can just let out a good hearty laugh. You don't gotta stifle it, really fun time at the movies. I think its biggest faults are twofold. Number one, the budget. We talked about that a little bit earlier. $45 million, a little pricey. So it's having some trouble making money back, and that may affect its chance at a sequel, which is a bummer. And number two, the plot's a little too messy. It's a little bit of a knot of string that's just wrapped up into a ball that you can't untangle. And it does give a lot of opportunity for funny jokes and gags, which are solid. But actually trying to recall it, the name of the company that Danny Huston's villain runs, or even his name, will escape you. And you could say, yeah, sure, it's a goofy comedy, definitely. But also you could simplify, right? Frank Drebin could have been I don't know, Benoit Blanc on a murder case on an island for a weekend. Instead they do this LA's got this tech company and they're building a car and he's got to take it. He doesn't understand technology. And it's that's I think the one thing that doesn't really work about it. Like otherwise the gag a minute stuff is solid because if you're throwing a gag a minute, it's got a pretty high hit rate, like for how many jokes it's throwing at you. They're pretty solid. There's a few in here that like really had me laughing in my seat.
Yeah, it has this oh my gosh, I'm totally
Hey, I
totally
forgot his name
blanking.
was Liam Neeson in the open. You're all right. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, no, I was gonna say it's as complicated for some reason, like something like Chinatown, which is another LA noir kind of thing. Like for some reason, the plot is definitely overly complicated with like there's a death and a mystery, and we're trying to solve the mystery, but also there's the whole tech billionaire guys in the background and the femme fatale. There's just there definitely is a lot going on. It could simplify. It's kind of an action comedy, and that's something else that makes it expensive is that you have lots of action set pieces, which just make the movie more expensive. Like I said, they got to get these budgets down for these movies, and it's unfortunate because it is really funny. It's got some great writing, and again, you have to have very kind of stone cold delivery, which Liam Neeson is surprisingly really good at. And at 85 minutes, it's a quick watch.
Oh, dude. Yeah, 85 minutes might make it a top 10 of the year simply for like the exclusive runtime. Let's talk about the talent behind it for a second. Yeah, Liam Neeson is our lead as Lieutenant Frank Drebin Jr. is rock solid because he follows the exact same school of thought that Nielsen had when he was doing these. Play it like drama. Don't try to be funny. Like try to read the script as if you're like really being a dramatic actor and let the editors work it out. Like let them just edit your best takes in to make it funny shaped around what's happening. And it works really good. Like the world of Police Squad or The Naked Gun here is not like, I don't know, it's absurdist in all the right ways. And while there are people in here who are relatively normal, like pretty much everybody in the movie is in on the joke. Like even like CCH Pounder is his like sergeant lieutenant, or like I don't know, like the people at the bank getting robbed, like even seem to be in on kind of what's happening here. Like Pamela Anderson's really funny as Beth Davenport. Like it's really refreshing seeing her come back from Last Showgirl and turn out another solid performance. Like really funny, very intentional. Paul Walter Hauser is in here. Richard Kane, I think is Danny Huston as Richard Kane, I think is probably the funniest. He's really funny. It's just kind of like tech mogul CEO who's got machinations about how things are going to go. And it's great because we've seen him play the real version of that in plenty of films where he's played this goofy villain. And then Akiva Schaffer, who's directing, I think is probably bringing the most to it. This is the quiet guy in the Lonely Island trio. He did Popstar, Never Stop Stopping. He seems to understand the assignment perfect. And with producing from Seth MacFarlane, off the back end, you've got a little bit of additional help in the writing. So like overall, it really comes together. Like it could have been so much less than this. It could have been so much dumber and worse. But like for what's here, it's really solid. I don't know if it ends up getting a sequel though.
Yeah, that's true. To go back to Seth MacFarlane, I remember hearing this recently that the reason they're not doing any more of those Ted movies is they can't afford the bear, like the digital effects to do the bear. But he was talking about the difficulty in getting comedies made because they're expensive, they're really risky. A lot of comedians don't want to commit to the time. They'd rather they make more money going on tour or doing a Netflix special, and they don't want to devote the time and the risk of like, well, what if the movie flops or fails and just doesn't hit with audiences? It's a big risk, and it's just harder and harder to convince studios to make these. In addition to our solid cast, we also have a lot of fun cameos in the. I won't give any of them away that aren't in the trailer. But for instance, we have Busta Rhymes, of course, Pamela Anderson, and more that you'll see. I wanted to mention with Danny Huston, he's played the bad guy in a lot of like comic book films. Like he's in he's like the evil general in both the DC films. Wonder Woman's the one I'm thinking of, but he was also in one of the Wolverine ones. Like he's like that very evil, sneering kind of, and he plays that same character in this. It's perfect because the dramatic stuff is Shakespearean, and then it makes the comedy that much funnier.
Any favorite gags you want to share before we wrap up?
The stupid coffee cup one kept kept getting me. Like, they're constantly
Oh,
handing
really?
them
Yeah.
cups of coffee, and they just throw their existing cup just anywhere on the ground at someone, just out the window. And there's at one point where they're given a coffee cup like the size of a bucket. Like, it's so dumb, but it really made me laugh for some reason.
There's a scene towards the end of the movie when Paul Walter Hauser is at an arena, and I don't even remember how exactly it happens. He ends up like working behind he's undercover. He's working behind a beer cart, and some guy comes up and asks him for a beer, and he's like, yeah, here you go. Like, he's just trying to like shoo him away, and he gives to him. He's like, do you need to pay? He's like, no, you can have it. He's like, sweet, free beer. So the guy goes and tells a bunch of people, and then Paul Walter Hauser ends up just handing beer after beer over while he's trying to focus on Frank Drebin and the mission. He's just handing them off screen, and it cuts over, and it's like a line of children, like all getting one after the other, like 8-year-olds, like grabbing a beer and running. I was dying, like so stupid. Like, it's so funny. I think Naked Gun's really, really funny. I think Naked Gun works really well. I'm looking forward to watching it again at some point when it comes to a streamer. I don't know if I have any more thoughts or recommendations. Andy, would you recommend The Naked Gun?
Yeah, I would. It's a good time. It's really funny. See it with a crowd. See it with your friends. It's a quick 90 minutes. It'll probably be available to rent after not too long. But I hope that we get more of these kinds of films because they're really funny, and we need kind of a more versatile film-going landscape. Great performances from our cast. Liam Neeson, Pamela Anderson is our lead. Also, the great Kevin Durand, who is he was in the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes movie last year, also makes an appearance in here. So I highly recommend.
Yeah, I had a great time with it. Naked Gun's really fun. Go see it in the theater if you can. Take some friends. Let out a couple good big laughs. Like, I hope we get more comedies like this. Like, there was a time when we used to get a lot of them, and now they're few and far between. So support them where you can. Go check it out. Hopefully it gets a sequel. We'll see. Yeah. One more film to talk about this week. Like I said, action-packed episode. I don't recall who's taking the summary on this, but I'm sure we'll figure it out in just a second. The movie is Happy Gilmore 2.